Hey YouTubers, welcome back to the channel. This is Everyday Finance and I'm your host Bobby. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to smash that like, subscribe, and notification bell so that you'll get updates on future content and videos similar to what you'll see in today's video. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to start an LLC. Now, a lot of Americans want a second form of income or, just another way to get additional money. We're going to talk about an LLC as far as the definition of it is concerned. We're going to talk about some of the pros and the cons of having an LLC. And we're also going to go step by step through creating an LLC for yourself. So sit back in your favorite chair and enjoy this content. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Whether it's the freedom of creating your own schedule or moving yourself and your family closer to financial independence or freedom, millions of Americans want to start their own business, but either just don't know how or just don't do it. Before we talk about how to start an LLC, it's important that we define what an LLC is. LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. And as its name implies, it limits the amount of personal liability that you take on through a business. Imagine a scenario where your business is doing well, and unfortunately you get into a situation where a customer either sues your company or has a dispute with your company. Well, in a case where a customer wins that, your personal assets are not something that the customer can receive through that particular suit. AKA, your liability is only limited to your business dealings. So I know a lot of you out there asking, why a video specifically about LLCs? Why not a video about corporations or S Corps, DBAs, LLPs, or sole proprietorships? I'll tell you why. Research has shown me that LLCs are the most widely used and the most commonly created business types. And it also gives the owners the flexibility of not having to file federal taxes. Huh? You heard me. It gives the creators the flexibility of not having to file federal taxes. What do I mean by that? With LLCs, owners have the option of filing their earnings or their taxes altogether with their personal tax returns. So they don't necessarily have to file them independent of their personal assets. Now, it's going to depend on your business type whether or not you want to do that. If that's something that you guys want to see in a future video as to why that is or why someone would choose one way or the other, we can definitely cover that in a future video as well. But those are two of the pros of having an LLC. Well, now that you've got two of the pros, what are some cons of an LLC? One disadvantage or con of the LLC is that in a case where you have multiple owners, if one of those owners goes into bankruptcy or dies, the LLC typically is dissolved. Now, there are a lot of intricacies or variables that's state dependent when it comes to that. But for the most part in general, that applies. So now that you've heard a few pros and cons of having an LLC, let's talk about how to start one. Typically, there are two ways to start an LLC. The first, or the older variation of it, is to go to your local courthouse and file all your paperwork, file your formulation papers, things of that nature with the secretary there. Now, the most commonly used way of doing so is online. And that's what I'm going to run through step by step with you guys today. There are a lot of different websites that offer the service of creating an LLC online. But the best that I've come across and actually used myself is LegalZoom. Now, this is not a paid promotion for LegalZoom. They are not a paid sponsor for this video, but if you work for them and you want to sponsor a video, shoot me an email. No, but seriously guys, they have the best in terms of the product and in terms of their customer service. I've actually used their product myself to form my LLC. So I'm gonna walk you guys through step by step with this process and talk about a couple of the details involved in the process. So let's go ahead and get a computer and do that. All right, so here we are on the LegalZoom website. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and click on the business banner here. You want to go down to business formation and click on limited liability company. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to figure out what the name is, and you'll have to check the availability based on that. Now, this is all state dependent. What's available in one state may not be available in another. So, you have to think about that before you go ahead and get into your LLC as well. So let's just go ahead and type in the name of the channel there, Everyday Finance, and we'll go ahead and check availability. All right, so then you have to enter what state you're in. Let's do that. It'll search, it'll tell you whether or not it actually is available. All right, it'll ask you for this optional information with an email address and phone number. Enter it if you want to. If not, go ahead and just click where it says Get My LLC. All right, next question is, when do you want to start your business? All right, now this is dependent upon what your specific situation is. It's not something that you have to do a particular way to get the outcome that we want. Either any of these answers works. So in my particular instance, I will say I already did. So I'll go ahead and click that and click next. All right, now these right here, these are just indicators of things that they do. They want you to protect yourself, do things right, and have peace of mind. So let's go ahead and click next. Is it my first LLC? If it is for you, type yes. In my particular instance, it's no. So I'll go ahead and click next. All right, so now it wants industry information. Now, depending on what you're in, you'll go ahead and type your industry information in there. If you don't know specifically what it is that you do, just type the closest thing that relates to it. So here I'm going to type in YouTube videos. All right, so will you have employees the first 12 months? For most people, no. If you do, hit yes. All right, hit next here. All right, so we're going to take care of the legal stuff first. They want you to take care of a registered agent as well as essential documents. So we'll just go ahead and click next before we get any information about registered agent. All right, so here's your first big choice here. Relax with their registered agent service. Okay, it's legally required in this particular state. Now this is state dependent. It will tell you whether whether a registered agent is legally required in your state or not. All right, now this is just telling you that they provide this option to a lot of the customers that they have, and then it gives you the great value indicator that it's just $249 for the first year and renews annually. Great value. Now if this is something that you want, then you can go ahead and click continue with LegalZoom. Just be mindful that it's $249 for the first year and it renews annually. You would actually have to call LegalZoom in order to stop it from renewing. If you want to, you can appoint a different registered agent. One thing I do want to say to you guys about a registered agent and the service is that if you go with, in this particular instance, if you go with LegalZoom, their address will be listed under your registered agent service. Now, if you decide to consider yourself your own registered agent, then whatever address you put in there is the one that will be on file, meaning that people could go into the Secretary of State website and search for your business and be able to pull that address up. So be mindful of that when doing this. In this particular instance, because we've created an LLC before and we understand the registered agent process, we're going to appoint a different registered agent. So we'll click that here. All right, they go ahead and say, are you sure? It takes the hassle out of processing. And then it goes into saying that their address will be listed and not yours. And it ensures you don't miss important legal or regulatory notices. We want to go ahead and appoint a different registered agent. Okay, so the reason why I did that is because in this instance, if I were actually going to create this business, what I would do is I would list either a PO box or a different entity address other than my home address if I didn't want that listed as my registered agent. In addition, that's the extra $249 per year that you're giving or that you're putting out there so that someone else can tell you, hey, you got this paperwork coming or whatever, as opposed to you actually getting the document and just sending it off yourself. So if you want it, do so. If you don't, don't. All right, so the next thing here is to save time and money with your essential documents. 3 options here: operating agreement, which is $99, your operating agreement plus your EIN for $159, and your operating agreement, EIN, and licenses for $199. All right, so operating agreement by itself isn't an option here, guys. If you're starting an LLC, you're going to need an EIN. You're going to need the EIN in order for you to have tax returns, in order for you to open a bank account, business bank account as well. So I would definitely say either choose the operating agreement plus the EIN or complete coverage, depending on what industry you're in. If you're in a highly regulated industry, then you're going to want to go with the complete coverage so that licenses and things of that nature that your business will require are included. So in this instance, I'm going to go ahead and select the complete coverage. Now let's add business protection. Let's go ahead and click the next button here. All right, so legal plan protect for this particular business. Here, it tells you exactly what you're getting: peace of mind, unlimited 30-minute consultations, and legal documents. All right, here's the pricing information: $39.99 per month. And it's offered for 10 days, and then it continues automatically. In my particular instance, I don't believe that this is something that I will need, so I will go ahead and click no thanks. If you want to, you can go ahead and take it within the included trial that they give you of 10 days, but I'm kind of absent-minded when it comes to subscriptions, so I don't want to see a $39.99 charge. So I'll go ahead and click no thanks. All right, so total compliance. Here, another option, another $280 a year. They offer it within a trial for for 10 days. All right, so you'll want to do this, fail to stay compliant, help yourself. If they miss anything, they pay the final penalty. Okay, I'll go ahead and hit no thanks. Being that I created an LLC before, I completely understand the compliance regulations that are state dependent. If you don't, it may be something that you want to look into. I'll go ahead and hit no thanks here. All right, now here are the LLC package options. Economy, processing time is 30 business days. Standard, 15 days, includes the economy package plus the finder kits, embossier and certificates, and their express goal, which is 10 business days, VIP processing, express shipping. Okay, so not a lot of difference here when it comes to the options that they have. The only true difference is in the time for processing. 30 business days versus 15 business days versus 10 business days, along with the pricing. Big jump from $79 to $329 and $349. It will completely depend upon what you want at this particular time. I would definitely say that in the instance of my first LLC creation, I went with the express goal because I was just, looking to have all of that information in front of me right now, and I wanted it in the best display possible. So I'll go ahead and go with express goal here, but there's nothing wrong with going with the economy or standard portions here. So I'll go ahead and select express goal. All right, now here's one of the great things about LegalZoom and why I love them as an LLC formation website. They offer you Bank of America bank accounts, streamlined process where you can, in addition to creating your LLC, get a consultation from Bank of America where they get all of the information directly from LegalZoom, and you just have to give them your personal information and you can start a bank account. You don't have to go through the hassle of taking all of this information, waiting until you get it, and then going to see a personal banker at a bank and then giving them all this information. You can just click select here and continue. Boom, done. And they also give you the option for Squarespace as well. I'm sorry, I didn't go over that. All right, so here's some of the details. Now, gives you company details. It tells you, that the packet that we created, the cost of it, the operating agreement. We decided no for the registered agent, no for the legal protection plan, and no for total compliance. No sales tax. Digital download is no as well. All right, if you have a promo code, you can enter it here and do now $754 to create an LLC today. And the only thing you have to do is wait to get contacted by Bank of America for your bank account and wait for your EIN and different items to arrive here at the house. And they also give you the option of doing it in 3 monthly installments. So instead of it actually being $754, it would be $253 that you can pay over the course of 3 months. So I'll go ahead and click continue to checkout. Here's where you'll enter your information for the checkout. You'll have the option of go ahead and putting this in monthly installments as opposed to one big payment. And then you can go ahead and hit agree and pay now. Super simple process, guys, for creating an LLC. And it saves you time. Imagine every time that you've went to a county courthouse to renew your tag or get your driver's license renewed. Think about all the hassle you had with standing in line and waiting, and then you get up there and they tell you a form that you either do or don't have right now, and now you have to either leave and go and get that form or go home and start that process all over again. The convenience factor is real, and that's why LegalZoom is one of the best out there when it comes to that product. Now, what I'd like to also get into with you guys is exactly what I received the first time that I created an LLC with LegalZoom. And I'll go ahead and grab that right now for you guys. So you've went through the process of starting your LLC with LegalZoom. You've answered all of their questions. You've went through their streamlined process, and you've made changes where necessary with the different options that they gave you. So what exactly does that packet look like when you receive it? I'll give you guys a little bit of insight. In 2018, I created my LLC through LegalZoom. And I wasn't just giving you guys a testament to their product just because I thought that it was good. I've actually used their services. I actually used their Express Gold services back in 2018, and I have it with me to show you guys. All right, so what you'll receive is this. There's a binder within this case. It has your LLC name on the outside, as well as LegalZoom right here on the side. Now, there isn't anything else that's on this. Mind you, this was in 2018, so there may be changes to their process. All right, now here's the binder. Also doesn't have anything on the outside of what we saw with the name and LegalZoom on the outside. All right, so opening the binder up. First thing that you have is a seal. Now this seal is something that you can use if you want to put a seal on documents, or if you have different legal items or binding documents that you want to put a seal on. And the seal is basically just like your business name. Where is this sheet of paper here? Your business name with something on the outside. So I'll take this piece of paper that came from LegalZoom. It was a registered agent notice. I used their registered agent service when I first started my LLC. So this is what the seal looks like, guys. Take the seal, put it on a piece of paper, and hold on, let's put it a little deeper right there. And oops, did that incorrectly. So take the seal, put it on a piece of paper, and roll the seal on her. So as you guys can see, if you can see that, it's got the name of my LLC on the outside and the seal portion right there. So it's pretty cool. If that's something that you're going to use or you need in your particular business type, it comes with their Express Gold packet. So, if you need it, you guys can order it. All right, so let's put this back, move it to the side, and get through this packet. All right, so outside of the seal, the next thing that you'll have are the legal documents that basically go into articles and definitions with regards to the creation of your business. You definitely want to read through these things because there are a lot of information that's state specific in there, and information pertinent to your business that you'll want to know as well. But for the purpose of this video, we'll skim through it because the majority of it is legal documents, so it's like fine print, so to speak. All right, got a clear area here, and this part of the binder has different tabs for different things. All right, you've got a certificate of organization tab, operating agreement tab, minutes tab, certificates tab, membership ledger tab, and miscellaneous form/permits tab. Now, depending on the nature of your business, you may or may not use all of these tabs and information and things of that nature. So I won't go into too much depth with regards to that. Just one thing to keep in mind is that the operating agreement is something that you will receive from LegalZoom. So you'll have that information in there, and also certificates as well. So I'll show you guys that. All right, let's go back to that. All right, so certificates. Here is just certificates that have your LLC name at the top, and you can fill this in with membership names and things of that nature. And there's also a place here for you to use that lovely seal that was at the front of this thing for membership intakes and things of that nature that you can use. Membership ledger is just a blank ledger where if you want to put different people's information down so you can keep account of who's a member and who isn't, and that information. Also, you get a lot of great things from LegalZoom, like this help guide, which goes through different information pertinent to business, additional services that LegalZoom offers. There's a bunch of numbers, and there are a bunch of websites and things of that nature. So this is why I say LegalZoom has one of the best products out there when it comes to LLC creation. Their customer service In addition to that, you'll receive, and I can't show you guys because there's a lot of information on there, but if you went through and you created the operating agreement with the EIN and different certificates and things of that nature, you'll receive everything that's in here. So the operating agreement and the EIN, the EIN specifically comes from the IRS, and it's basically like any IRS document, and it shows your name and it shows what your EIN number is, and that's pertinent to your business. Think of a business social security number. That's basically what an EIN is. In addition to that, LegalZoom also gives you a packet that talks about the other additional services that they offer, you know, whether it be personal or business related. This is that, and they've got highlights of that on the outside as well. So really nice packet here. If you're creating an LLC for the first time, it can be a bit of information overload, but it's good information to have and for you to refer back to if at any point you get confused about anything or you need additional help with the business service in mind. So LegalZoom's Express Gold Package, guys. So guys, in today's video, we talked about an LLC. We defined what an LLC is. We talked about a few pros and cons as well of having an LLC. We went step by step through the LegalZoom process of starting an LLC. We talked a bit about going and creating an LLC through your courthouse as well. And I also showed you guys what the Express Gold Package looks like through LegalZoom so that you have some insight into what you receive if you decided to go that route with things. And I truly hope that this information has helped you on your creation of your business as well as your goal of financial freedom and independence for yourself and your family. If it has, be sure to share this video with friends, family, whoever you may feel needs the information, and smash that like, subscribe, and the notification bell so that you'll get updates on future content and videos similar to what you saw today. And never forget, guys, no goal is unobtainable when you apply everyday finance. I'll see you guys in the next video.